political panel in a moment, but first, a brief guide to Newt Gingrich's marital history. Gingrich left his first wife, Jackie, for his second wife, Mary Ann. He left his second wife, Mary Ann, for his third wife, Callista. Now second wife, Mary Ann, is telling all. She tells the Washington Post Gingrich asked her to consider either an open marriage or a divorce at the same time he was giving speeches about family values and attacking President Clinton for his indiscretions. She elaborated further in an interview with ABC News.
I said to him, we've been married a long time. And he said, yes, but you want me all to yourself. Callista doesn't care what I do.
What was he saying to you, you think?
He was asking to have an open marriage, and I refused.
He wanted an open marriage?
Yeah, that I accept the fact that he has somebody else in his life.
And you said?
No. No. That is not a marriage.
Newt's defenders are out in full force. Rick Perry endorsed Gingrich while preaching the power of forgiveness. And Sarah Palin took the opportunity to defend Newt and attack the media.
I call them dumb arses. They thinking that by trotting out this old Gingrich divorce interview, this old news, all this does, Sean, is incentivize conservatives and independents who are so sick of the politics of personal destruction because it's played so selectively by the media that their target, in this case Newt, he's now going to soar even more.
Interesting. The politics of personal destruction. Isn't that what the Clintons used to say? Newt says his mistakes were for the greater good.
We knew we'd get beaten up. We knew we'd get lied about. We knew we'd get smeared. We knew we'd get nasty attack ads. And we decided the country was worth the pain.
Well, as for South Carolina voters, well, they don't seem to care. One woman telling Talking Points Memo, I think after the blue dress and Clinton, it doesn't matter anymore, you know? Another voter saying, I think Romney keeping $100 million in Bahamas is more important. I'm joined again by MSNBC contributor Joy-Ann Reid, MSNBC contributor Richard Wolff, and Democratic strategist Krystal Ball. Krystal, does this really mean anything to any of the voters today? We know that the bar has been lowered in society, and when it comes to acceptability about someone's personal life, when it comes to serving in a public office. But at this point and juncture in this heated campaign, do you think this will have an impact on either candidate?
Well, let me start by saying that this is far from my biggest concern about Newt Gingrich. But, you know, we've kind of seen this play before in the Republican primary, and I think the response to Gingrich and to his interview from his ex-wife is going to be very similar to what happened with Herman Cain. There was a rallying of the conservative base. There was a very loud defense of Herman Cain from the right. There was very little erosion in his poll numbers, particularly among men. Meanwhile, women sort of quietly drifted away from him. So I think we'll see a similar thing, a loud reaction, a loud defense of him, a lot of blaming of the media, and women sort of quietly looking for another alternative.
His ex-wife says it's about character. Here's how Newt defended his character.
I think that my two daughters are very credible in my character. I think the people who have known me a long time are credible in my character. I'm a 68-year-old grandfather. They see how close I am to my wife, Callista. They see how close I am to my daughters and my son-in-laws.
Joy-Ann, does that work?
Well, you know, I think that the response of particularly evangelical voters to Newt will say a lot more about them than it will about him. I think that evangelicals have been very proactive about saying the way that people should behave, the way that people should behave vis-a-vis gay marriage and abortion, and that they should uphold traditional marriage. If this is ignored, I think it says a lot more about the sincerity, shall we say, of social conservatives on that issue, and I'll just leave it at that. I think for Newt Gingrich, no. I think what the base in the Republican Party likes to see is Newt Gingrich attack anyone who raises this issue. They like to see him put Juan Williams in his place. That makes them feel good. They want to know that this guy is going to tear apart Barack Obama if he becomes the nominee. I don't think anything else matters to the base.
You know, Richard Wolff, you could make the case that South Carolina is one of the, if not the most conservative state in the South. I mean, if Gingrich can get past this in South Carolina, he may be home free, and this might be behind him. What do you think?
Well, I think if he can sell his character to evangelicals in South Carolina, then the Florida evangelicals will buy the same thing. And here's the thing. General voters, a columnist far smarter than me cited this, but general voters prefer a sinner who has found redemption than someone who has never sinned at all. And that's Mitt Romney's problem. You know, can you imagine him ever doing such things and finding a way out of it? That's the narrative we don't know about Romney. His mistakes are, you know, having caffeinated drinks. And Newt Gingrich, you can discount all of this. We certainly can enjoy the rich irony of someone who pursued impeachment against Bill Clinton, going through this kind of mess and creating such havoc in his personal life. But if you are an evangelical, you do believe in redemption, and maybe voters prefer it to someone who's squeaky clean.
Joy Ann Reid, Richard Wolff, Krystal Ball, great to have you with us tonight. Thanks so much.